It is my day to buy donuts for the entire office as the new person. Well, okay. As the new person at my job, I was told multiple times that I was expected to provide donuts for the entire office. Normally, that's not a big deal, but two people in particular were rude and relentless about the donuts all week. Others joined in also. Apparently, these people recently extorted 2 boxes of Krispy Kremes from someone else. Here's the problem. I was hired in as a senior, 30 years old, and I was not necessarily loving the idea of being told to buy donuts. Hazing really did not seem appropriate at this point of my career. I didn't want to be a bad sport my first week, so I played along. In terms of the workforce, I was mature, but I was not very mature as a person overall. I needed a creative way to address this problem. On my way to work, I decided to pick up a cheap bag of small powdered Hostess Donuts donuts at the gas station. I distributed the donuts one by one, desk by desk, making sure to do so bare-handed from the bag. I presented the donuts extremely politely, careful to mask my passive-aggressive "F you" to the whole forced donut process. The reaction from the staff was a lot of the deer-in-headlights looks. People had no idea if I was really nice, but clueless person, or if I was totally saying "F you" to the entire donut idea. Most people took the safe choice of being pleasant in return. Some people tried to refuse, but I mentioned the big deal about buying donuts, and still left a donut on every desk. I had originally considered providing a donut to everyone except the last 2 idiotic pushy people. I started verbally setting it up where they would not receive a donut. However, these 2 idiots were still openly verbally complaining about donuts. As adults, I could tell that this was not going to go away. They could not take a hint to back off. My idea to passive-aggressively snub them was no longer good enough. This had to be more direct. I decided I was 100% done with these guys, regardless of the consequences. I told them I had another idea. I grabbed a plastic knife from the break room and cut the remaining donut in half the long way, so I still had 2 circles. The yellow cake was now visible. Then, the most brilliant idea of my life. A new way to hold donuts. 1 donut on each middle finger. With my middle finger in the center hole of each donut, I stopped at both desks. The first guy had his choice of 2 half donuts on my middle fingers. That's right, I was able to give him a double donut middle finger. He now understood that I was completely done with his BS. But he never grabbed a donut. I explained the donuts are actually quite tasty, and urged him to take one. But I am sure I looked like a complete psycho. I was no longer able to stay in character. The good news, his refusal to take a donuts from my middle fingers also allowed the opportunity to provide the last guy a double donut middle finger. I mildly snapped, and had a shitty fake grin on my face. I looked him right in the eye. Double donut middle fingers up. No longer saying a word. The reaction of the last person is best described as completely frightened. That's right, I reached a complete breaking point over donuts, and scared the hell out of someone. Anyway, after this incident, I was never asked to buy donuts again. Edit below. Due to more responses than I expected, and I cannot reply to all. Thanks for reading in the mostly great responses. Look, I don't know how to explain it further. These guys were way over the top. This was not normal office behavior. In fact, these guys were in trouble with management also. This is not a normal team building. This was 2 total idiots that pushed and pushed. I do not need you to go back years to try and retroactively change my behavior. This was a malicious compliance story that I thought was humorous enough to share. Nothing more. I snapped and acted crazy, but I'm quite happy now in a good career, and this was years also. It's all good now. I do not need career advice here. Again, all good. In no way am I saying that I acted properly, lol. In fact, it was terrible office response. But I wasn't fired. I ended up taking another position 3 months later. I've purchased food, etc. for the office many times since. I've had team building exercises. I've never run into idiotic hazing like this since back then. Again, thanks for reading. I did not intend to annoy anyone that does friendly or normal team building. That type of thing would not have caused me to snap. That's very normal. Okay, signing off. The reaction of the last person is best described as completely frightened. That's right, I reached a complete breaking point over donuts, and scared the hell out of someone. Anyway, after this incident, I was never asked to buy donuts again. How did the rest of your tenure at this workplace pan out? When I start a new job, I usually get excited to bring in treats for my team. I would be annoyed if it was expected for the entire office of me though. The last place I worked at, a new employee treats tradition too. On their first day, their manager would go out and buy a bunch of donuts, cookies, bakery stuff. A welcome email would be sent out, and everyone was invited to drop by the new person's desk to introduce themselves and have a treat. I never realized until now how non-dysfunctional the routine was. Why is it so hard for adults to go buy their own donuts? Seriously, like not even $1. Drive to store of choice. Anytime you want. Pay almost no money. Get donut. I'm pretty sure I lost my company a monthly inspection contract because I never brought the new safety guy a coffee. Like, buddy, I'm not your fucking gopher. I'm doing a job and I'm not spending my money on a large shitty coffee just to keep your fat ass happy. Get fucked. Aside from the story, asking the new person to bring donuts, weird. I've provided treats to welcome a new person, but to ask the new person to do it screams assholery. Buys vegan carob diabetic friendly donuts. Okay, here's a great idea. Buy the donuts the day you're asked to, but have them be completely boring. Unglazed, plain cake donuts. No one likes those. And wait until the day you're supposed to deliver them. Stale, dry, unglazed, plain cake donuts. What is it with office jobs and these rituals where they pressure people to do things they don't wanna do, and that have nothing to do with the work itself? I worked for a company where if you cursed during a meeting you had to bring chips for everyone. If you were late to the first meeting of the day you had to give $1 to the team leader. And that money was used to buy snacks for the team. 2 coworkers were particularly pushy about this, keeping tabs on who and when and what they owed and ganging up on them as joke. Also pitching in to buy a birthday cake for everyone that had a birthday and being made to go sing "Happy Birthday, please." I never agreed to this. I don't even know half these people, let alone like them. I don't want to be around you and pretend to like you more than is necessary to get my work done. Please just leave me alone. I am currently in a different company where we can cut the crap and treat each other like adults, and have real relationships based on common ground rather than imposition. And I've never been happier at work. This is so petty. In one story in our Tales from Tech Support, the guy bought healthy gluten-free donuts. They looked fine, but tasted like regret. Hey, because of all the dick fucks who were butthurt that they paid for donuts and you said fuck that. Cheers to you. I'd have just bought the donuts and charged it to their cost center. Reeks of bullshit. I used to have a coworker who actually complained to the big boss that he didn't like the tissues they were providing and he preferred softer ones, and that the coffee pods were a breakfast blend and he preferred darker roast. I was shocked, but holy shit, they actually bought better tissues and bought him his own box of coffee pods whenever she ordered supplies. Office people can be complete twats. Double donut middle finger is something that you had never think you would say. That's such a shitty tradition. There are so many hidden costs associated with starting a new job. Even if there was absolutely no downtime between your previous job, I would never be able to afford this as the new person at an office. That was a great story. Love it. Thumbs up. Medium light skin tone. I have never liked when groups make the new person buy donuts. The group should welcome the new person by buying each new person donuts. Well fuck, now I'm craving cheap Hostess donuts, thanks.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.